I catch them talking at their neck, oh, I can tell that they look down at me and treat me like somebody that just hit the damn lottery. I should've known they not used to this, cause I've always been
Hey guys, RJ or Richard here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at an Instagram post, which will be refreshing after all the Twitter drama we've been looking at. So the Instagram post is about a month old and it comes from the singer Demi Lovato. Well, the original post wasn't from her, but she reposted it and got it big. Anyways, you may be asking what the post is about. Surely it can't be as bad as the shit on Twitter, right? The post is arguing about how gender reveal parties are transphobic.
What?
Now I personally think that gender reveal parties are dumb and a waste of time. Like, why throw a whole party dedicated to finding out what gender your baby will be? I get finding out your baby's gender is a big deal, but does it really need a whole party? Now, even though I think gender reveal parties are dumb, I don't think they're transphobic by any means. So let's get into the post. So the post starts off by saying, why gender reveals are transphobic, with an interesting font choice to say the least. It's both insincere and incorrect to pretend that gender reveal parties are not transphobic. You can have your proverbial pink-blue binary cake and eat it too. This is not about political correctness, it's just correct. We condemn gender reveals not because of our identity, but because of reality. So basically this post starts off by saying gender reveal parties are transphobic just because it is. This isn't enough evidence to prove that gender reveal parties are transphobic, so hopefully you provide further evidence. Also, what you're doing is political correctness. According to Merriam-Webster, the definition of politically correct is conforming to a belief that language and practices which could offend other political sensibilities, as in cases of sex or race, should be eliminated. We can both agree that this is what you're doing, right? Transphobia is not just about prejudice against individual trans people, it's also a way of thinking that understands non-trans people as more natural/organic and erases everyone else. Their ideas, like the gender binary, fuel mistreatment of all people, but especially trans and gender non-conforming people. Gender reveals are based on the illusion that there are only two options, boy or girl. This definition erases the fact that there are boys with vaginas and girls with penises and that there are people who are neither boys nor girls. The idea that sex is based on genitalia is inconsistent with science. So essentially what they're saying is that gender reveal parties are transphobic because they give an illusion that there are only two options. Now this might be controversial, but you can only be born a boy and a girl. You can decide that you're non-binary, or you can decide that you want to switch genders, but that comes later on in life. Most babies are born boys or girls. Yes, there are people who are born with both genitals, but this is very rare, and people who are born this way usually have either very masculine or very feminine features, so they usually just end up identifying as a boy or a girl anyways. Gender reveals require not just the invalidation of transness, but the impossibility of transness. The assumption is that the baby is cis. Cisness is positioned as the default and everyone else is understood and derivative of it. The idea goes, while we might identify as trans now, we were originally born cis and we later became trans. When in truth, everyone is just born. And all become after the fact. Again, you can only be born a male or a female. You can become trans, but you weren't born trans. You were born your original gender and later became trans. You might have lived your whole childhood wanting to become trans, but it still doesn't change the fact that you weren't born trans. Even though we might have grown accustomed to other people gendering us, that doesn't make it right. Only individuals can determine their own gender. So when someone throws a gender reveal party, they find out their baby's gender and they usually get that information from their doctor. A doctor finds out a baby's gender various different ways. When they find out the gender of the baby, it's quite obvious if they are male or female. They aren't doing anything wrong by stating what you are, and parents aren't doing anything wrong by celebrating what you are. Again, you can become trans later in life, but when your gender is revealed, and when you're born, you can only be a male or female. Gender reveals uphold the gender binary and the binary prevents people from observing reality. Instead, it offers culturally and historically determined norms. For example, pink used to be considered a masculine color. As personhood, people are taught to experience themselves and one another as ideas of how they should be, not the reality of what they are and what it. So that's the entire Instagram post. In conclusion, gender reveal parties are not transphobic due to the simple fact that you can't be born transgender. So that's all for now. Be sure to like, subscribe with post notifications on, and follow me on Twitter at itsrjyt. Peace.
I'm the one that you should pray to, cause when it's your time to go, I might be the one who takes you. I won't let shit ride, what for? If I knew I were to die tomorrow, I wouldn't give you a minute more. Should you live or die?